Hello, boxing fans. Welcome to Boxing to the World. Today, I'm going to discuss the reason behind Anthony Joshua's actions after the fight, the rematch fight with Alexander Usyk. Well, the rematch we know live up to the hype around it. Both fighters were improved during the rematch. We know AJ has put a lot into this fight. That is not to say Alexander Usyk hasn't put a lot in it, but we know that AJ had to change his team, change his trainer, had to sort of seclude himself from the normal people, go into isolation to train purposely for this fight. So, looking at what he has put into this fight, the kind of dedication he has put into it, trying to redeem his image in this rematch. I think that has taken a toll on him. And the self belief in himself that he has done whatever it is in the training gym or in the boxing gym to beat Alexander Usyk. And then realizing that at the end of it all, he couldn't beat the guy, I believe had a toll on him. And so he had a kind of meltdown after the fight that he couldn't believe that even after putting in all the match efforts that he believed he has done, he wasn't able to beat the guy. So it was just a meltdown. He was kind of upset with himself that he couldn't deliver on the day that he needs it most. He couldn't deliver. And then watching all the belts go down the drain, all the glory and everything that comes with it is something that is very, very painful. Unless you are in that situation, you really can't know what you are going to do. This is just like a story of the man in the arena. He is the man in the arena and he knows what he felt. So it was just an outburst of everything there was in him that made him come out the way he came out. But let's give him the props because honestly, any person in that kind of situation wouldn't have the sanity that he had to come back and try to right the wrong. So even though people argue that well he has taken the shine off Alexander Usyk, yeah, well you might be correct, but let's face it, we know Alexander Usyk was the guy who won the fight. He was the guy who won the fight. So everybody knows he won the fight. He has all the titles and all that. So what AJ did at the end of it all was just to say, okay, well, today the better man won the fight. I need to improve upon myself. I need to improve upon myself. If I want to still fight at the highest pinnacle of heavyweight boxing, then it means I need to improve upon myself. Another thing that people also gave him a bash about has to do with his interaction with or the so-called confrontation with Alexander Usyk when Alexander Usyk congratulated him and gave a compliment that he was strong. AJ basically was telling Usyk that strength doesn't win boxing. So if he AJ is stronger than Alexander Usyk, how come Alexander Usyk won the fight? People think that the guy was having a confrontation, an aggressive confrontation with Alexander Usyk. But that is not it. This that has happened could happen to anybody. So if you don't find yourself in such situation, you don't criticize so much because this is a man who is already down. You don't beat him too much. He's already down. All you can do is to give him the courage